Hey guys, what is going on? It is Gear and here, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing Eden Zero episode 20. Sit back, relax and enjoy this video. And if you weren't aware, Eden Zero did not release last week due to some background stuff, so now it has released a week later. That is why I didn't upload a video. So today we are going to be reviewing Eden Zero episode 20, which is an interesting episode. Not much has happened, and I gotta admit it's actually starting to build up a bit to what's going to happen in the near future. So let's start it from the beginning. What happened at the beginning? Well, it gave a quick recap of what happened in the previous chapter, well, previous episode. What happened in the previous episode was the crew arrived on the Diamond Planet where, let's just say, they were all at a casino. Some intruders, so like some people with guns, came up, tried to steal everything from everyone, but as soon as it did, Shiki and Homura intervened and stopped them. But then these other two giant robots came in out of nowhere, and when they came in, let's just say they took care of the criminals, but they also transported away Homura and Shiki. We don't know where, because in the previous episode we thought they died, but apparently they didn't die. They were just transferred over or teleported to a different place. So then in the current chapter, the robots actually say that Homura and Shiki were transported to the mines and they have to mine 100,000 metals, and if they do, they can return back to the region. So that is a little interesting to see how they punish criminals in that sort of planet, and that is weird that that is the law, but then again, you can't complain too much. And Rebecca now is a little bit hopeless because now Homura and Shiki have been transported away to a place that she doesn't know. Then it goes to Homura and Shiki. They are both in a cave where they are, let's just say, surrounded by all of these little bugs that have a little bit of a metal hunchback, and they are starting to attack them. But as soon as Shiki realized that all of them are bugs, he just fainted out of seeing them and he literally was unconscious. But Homura, being a good friend, she used her ether gear and she was, let's just say, she destroyed as much as she could, but she couldn't get through to all of them because there was such a big number of them. But then out of nowhere, these other guys that were saying like 1 + 2 = 1,000,000 power, which is an interesting catchphrase because that really doesn't make sense, but it's an interesting catchphrase. They came in out of nowhere with their guns, started to shoot up the metal bugs, and they saved Homura and Shiki. Then they went back to the main camp area where it looks like the district that the crew are in is actually the labor district, and they have been transported there because they broke the law of the main city. So now they've been transported to the labor district where they have to mine 100,000 metals, as it says on their collars, because now they have collars with the number 100,000. So each time they slash one of those bugs or animal or anything that has a metal on its back, their number will keep going downwards. So in this case, Homura's, each time she attacked a monster or one of the bugs, her number kept going down one by one by one. So now, as Shiki and Homura have been explained this, they're a little shocked and they're a little bit confused because one minute they were at the casino, the next minute they were just transported to that cave. So it's a little much for them to take in right now. Then as they were talking about that with the other guys, they saw this other guy in the alleyway being beaten up by a random person, because apparently that guy that was on the floor that was getting beaten up, he wasn't collecting a lot of metal, but he was trying to say that he wasn't feeling well. But the guy wasn't taking any of it, the one that was beating him up, and just kept beating him up. So as he was beating him up, even though the other two tried to stop Homura and Shiki came up from behind the guy, and they of course told him to stop hurting that guy. And unbeknowingly, they accidentally angered the warden. So he is the warden of the labor district, so a person that works directly under the Madame Kurenai. And since, let's just say, they were trying to attack him, he brought in all of the robots that were earlier the ones that transported Shiki and Homura. He brought them all in and he said that he was going to attack everyone at the district, because that is what he does. He attacks everyone else and not the actual criminals themselves, because he wants to punish everyone for just a bad attitude of two people, which is not really fair because you're just letting innocent people get hurt for other people's reasons. So it's not really fair for the other people, but then again, it is their law, so they can do whatever they want. So as they were doing that, let's just say the guy used his whip, which was sort of like an electrical whip, to hit Homura and Shiki's knees, and as he hit them, let's just say the sparks from the whip went into their bodies and numbed their legs, so they were literally kneeling down before the person, and he said to kneel. So he literally numbed their legs with this whip, and that is what was very interesting, because it doesn't look like his ether gear and he doesn't look like a very powerful person. So the fact that they've got that sort of punishment in the Labour District, it's not a very good place now, is it? So as they were kneeling down, let's just say Homura was getting a lot of the beating, because apparently the guy liked women and he liked to beat him up, so he was using his whip to torture Homura. But then Shiki came in, blocked one of the shots, and was looking so pissed off at the guy that he was literally about to kill him. So he said, pointed at everyone else, about all the robots surrounding everyone else, and he said, you do anything to me, well, those guys will just beat up everyone else and kill everyone else. Is that what you want? So Shiki was forced to stop, and Homura just was taken away by the guy. Even though Shiki wanted to chase after Homura, Homura said, don't worry, I'll try and get as much information out of the person I can and I'll get back to you. But everyone else was thinking, well, we don't know what's going to happen to her, because anyone that is taken by that guy, let's just say, they don't really return. So they were feeling sorry for Homura, because he is the type of person that tortures women, and let's just say Shiki was not very happy when he heard that. So he was literally very pissed off at that moment, that you could literally feel the anger in his eyes. So then as that was happening, it went back to the casino, and Rebecca was just trying to figure out a plan to rescue Homura and Shiki, because she doesn't know where they've gone. And whilst that was happening, on Eden Zero, let's just say the ship is on the outer rim of the planet, undetected thanks to Hermit's technological skills by making the ship cloaked so it can literally not be detected by any radars. And they were just trying to think, how can they contact Rebecca, because apparently Rebecca does have a phone, but they can't contact her because the planet is emitting a lot of waves and a lot of jamming blocking signals, so they can't really connect the call to Rebecca, so they have no way of communicating with her. And as they were talking about that, I know I do say this a lot, as they were talking about that, it went to the Madame Kurnai. So apparently the Madame Kurnai was interviewing this guy that apparently was supposed to be like a butler for her, and he came from a different planet and he was trained to be a gentleman, and she told the guy to remove his clothes, which he did with no hesitation, and she said for him to come closer, which he did, and let's just say he started to make his move like being a gentleman, of course. But the Madame Kurnai was taking none of it, and she said that she disapproves of him being her acquaintance, or her minion, you can say. So it was very weird to see her type of personality, because as she was disapproving him, she grabbed his face and was starting to burn it a bit, and the guy that was thought that it was going to be an interview, he was saying don't damage anything but the face. But Madame Kurnai is sort of like a messed up person, because she was getting enjoyment from it and she really burnt the person's face, and let's just say she took a lot of enjoyment from torturing the guy. So that was a little bit sad to see, because he was just trying to be a gentleman, trying to make his move, but apparently he got burnt at the end, and his face, which is sort of like his money, went down the toilet. So I feel sorry for the guy. And then she asked, so the Madame Kurnai asked for another person to be sent in, but one of her butlers said that is the last person to come in, so literally she has nothing else to do. And then she starts to ask the butler if he's heard of a ship called Eden Zero, which he says they have not. And as soon as she says that Draken is after it, she also mentions that the ship has let's just say a mechanical feature called Ether Drive, which apparently the butler confirmed, even if they mine on that planet for 10 years, that is when they will have enough to purchase let's just say a powerful mechanical drive like Ether Drive. So apparently that is very rare to find, and it's interesting to know that Shiki's ship, which Elsie, remember, gave to the crew, has that sort of mechanical thing inside of it. So it's very interesting to know more about the ship and more about itself. And this, which was even more interesting, apparently Draken is still after the ship, because apparently he thinks it's worth a lot of money. And she said that she's got powers to find out where it is, and she won't help Draken unless she gets 100% of the profits, which, let's just say Draken is taking none of that, so we can see that Draken probably declined that offer and he went somewhere else, trying to ask someone else to find the Eden Zero ship. So let's just say it's interesting to know Madame Kurenai and her personality a bit, and it's interesting to know about what sort of person she is, which is again another messed up warlord sort of person that controls the entire planet and what it is and the laws of it. So again, another planet that is in need of correction. So then, as it was, let's just say, going through that phase, it went back to Rebecca at the casino, and she was just trying to figure out how can she get to the Labour District, because after the robots told her where Homura and Sheikah were transported, she was just trying to find out how she can get there. As she was talking, someone came up from behind her. It was Lavilia, so her, let's just say, her nemesis, which is the other famous beekeeper, came up from behind her and was saying that she knows how to get to the Labour District, but you need to do me a favour by doing a collab with me. Since you've gotten very famous over the internet and you've really got a lot more followers, it's time I do a collab with you so I can get more famous myself. That is what she said, and Rebecca, sadly with no other options available, she said fine, and let's just say it went into a very interesting part in the Eden Zero episode, because apparently it was another reference to another anime that apparently Rebecca had to dress up as, which she was forced to do. So she dressed up as an anime person, and apparently when she dressed up as that, another person came in out of nowhere, which his name is called Nino. Interesting name. Apparently he's another famous beekeeper that does commentary about anime and otaku news, and apparently his favourite catchphrase, which is probably going to be the title of this video, his favourite catchphrase is "Anime will save the universe." Now that is going to be one of my key catchphrases in the future, because that is actually a very nice catchphrase for Eden Zero, and it's an interesting catchphrase as well, so I'm probably going to steal that, so thank you very much. So his favourite quote is "Anime will save the universe," and he just came in out of nowhere singing the theme song, and let's just say it was a little interesting moment between him and Lavilia, because apparently they know each other. And now Rebecca, since she's all dressed up, she decided to have a script, because apparently Lavilia gave her a script to follow for the video. So they decided to record the video, and she went onto the stage to do the video for her. So as she was doing the video and doing a pose for like the anime dress that she was wearing, apparently Lavilia forgot to mention that this was actually going to be a prank video. So she pranked Rebecca by pouring a lot of slime onto her, even though everyone 1 minute was saying that she looks very nice and everything and it's going to be good. The next minute they were all laughing at her, because apparently all of the slime that was falling onto her was apparently funny to everyone else besides Happy and Pino, the true G's, and apparently everyone was laughing at her, including Lavilia. And when Rebecca was being, let's just say, she was being the better person, and even though she could have got angry at Lavilia at that moment, she decided not to, because she knew that Lavilia knows where the Labour District is, so she has to still go through with it, even though it's truly embarrassing for her. So she went through with it, and even though it was embarrassing for her, she asked Lavilia at the end, when she cleaned herself up a bit, where is the Labour District? And Lavilia is probably one of those scum YouTubers that she just ran off saying, "What is that? I don't know," and then she just ran off. But as Rebecca was saying, fine, we are back to square one, even though she was just fooled by a stupid beekeeper Lavilia, which I absolutely hate. Nino, the OG person, the main man himself, the Anime Save the Universe guy, he came in and he gave a note to Rebecca saying Madame Kurenai is actually watching and listening to all of the conversations that is happening at the casino. So he gave her a note saying watch out for that and to follow him, because he knows where the Labour District is and he will show her how to get there. And that is how the episode ended off. I gotta admit that Nino guy is actually one of my new favourite characters, because the Anime Save the Universe is sort of real life sort of stuff, and it's a very interesting sort of character that has been introduced in the Eden Zero anime. You guys let me know down below what was your favourite moment in Eden Zero episode 20, because I will admit I like the introduction of a new character, which is Nino, and his favourite catchphrase, "Anime will save the universe." That is my favourite new character in the Eden Zero anime. But you guys let me know down below what was your favourite. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to join the awesome community that we have on this channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and peace.